Well, a little about us is we've known each other our whole lives.
Well, first of all, he's Adrian and I'm Andres. We we have the same mom and dad. We've known each other, like he said, our whole lives. Him a little more, or a little less. Me a little more. My whole life. What else is there really to say? Oh yeah, surf and turf.
So I served a good amount of years in the United States Navy, and he actually served in the Army.
I was briefly in the Army, yeah. After having worked in Charleston for a little bit and graduating from the Citadel, I realized that there were a lot of small businesses in Charleston that needed IT. IT that I could perform, IT that I could provide. And I know that MSPs already exist here, but we are a little bit different. We're not your typical IT people. We are just a little bit different. And I think that you'll get to see that. So that was pretty much the main inspiration behind that, was bringing a service and a different attitude towards technology that isn't already found in Charleston.
Not only that, out of that, with my brother's expertise in technology and my expertise in executive administration and sales, we can make a really good team and make an impact here in the Charleston area. Well, one of our biggest motivations for my brother and I is honestly our mother. So we got most of our fervor for life from our mother and our patience and you could explain Poppy much better than I can.
Yeah, our parents are a big inspiration. I know that that's a very cliche, typical answer, but they came here with nothing, and from being a janitor to making it to be an R&D chemist for a large company in Connecticut. My mom got her MBA. My dad became a chemist. He became a scientist. They were just living inspirations for us the whole way through. They taught us that with hard work and dedication, never making ourselves a victim, always working towards being the best that we can and providing the best service and the best possible outlook to life. We just, with enough effort, you can get what you want to get. And that's what they taught us, and that's where the inspiration for that comes from.
I was in the military, and my brother pitched an idea to me to start an IT company here in Charleston. I wasn't too sure at the time. It was 2018 when he came up with the idea, and he was asking for the help.
Yeah, I would. What made me want to start it here in Charleston was that I'm here, that I'm in Charleston. My network grew to a point that I couldn't really avoid. Any professional decisions that I made would directly affect me and my network here in Charleston. So, between the influences from them and the people that I know and the way that things kind of panned out, my professional life kind of developed here in Charleston more so than in other places. It was a no-brainer to start it here. It really was. And through some partners and customers and other great people that we met along the way, things have been looking good.
So again, growing up where we grew up in Bridgeport, Connecticut, growing up as children from the inner city, we noticed how people live and what potential everybody had, not just. I don't even know how to say this for that. Because growing up, when everybody tells you that you can't do something, makes you want to do it more, right? So you're one of two people. You're the guy who either somebody tells you you're not going to do it and you don't do it, or the guy who pushes forward. And we decided to be the guys who push forward. It didn't matter what our background was. It didn't matter that our parents were from another country. If my parents could come to this country, become professionals, and while learning another language, we can do whatever we put our minds to, and we really believe that.
And my parents had a strict belief that they were raising us to be better than them. And I don't think that I'm better than my parents in any way, but I do think that they gave me an opportunity that they surely didn't have. That being said, being from Bridgeport and with our cultural background, I think that we learned how to make it through the roughest areas and through the toughest times. We have an interesting history and background, one that you wouldn't even imagine would have led us here, but we do. And with all those lessons learned and all the people met along the way, it's just it's just how it happened. It turned us into the people that we are today. What do we say to people who want to start their own business? Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not a good idea.
Honestly.
Invest in Doge. all of your money, everything you have saved up, put it into Doge right now. Stop this video, go do it. Jump off the website, jump off of YouTube, wherever you're watching this, and go invest in Doge. That's not sound financial advice. Don't listen to me. I'm just kidding. I think that you have to persist. You have to persist. You have to keep going because it is scary. And there are a lot of times that you feel like the water is getting above your head, but you gotta keep treading the water. You gotta keep floating. You gotta keep going because it is scary. And if you give up in the middle of that, you will fall under and you will drown. And it is one of the scariest things, but it is also one of the most fulfilling and one of the best feelings that you can have. Because when you get there and you begin to feel it and you start to find the identity of your brand and the identity of your company and the identity of what you want to give and what you want to serve, then things begin to change.
The moral behind the whole story is that if you have aspirations, if you have goals, you're never going to know if you can make it unless you try. You're never going to make it if you don't try.
And this was just one of those things that if we didn't try, we would have hated ourselves forever.
Definitely.
We would have lived wondering what if. And I think it's better to try and fail or succeed and keep succeeding than to, let the fear of not knowing defeat us before we even start.
What am I enjoying in Charleston? Definitely the food. My wife and I, we have a newborn son. Well, he's 5 months old now. And we go out as often as we can to find new restaurants and new food. And there's hidden gems everywhere. My wife just found this oyster place yesterday. It was amazing. The service was amazing. The food was amazing. The drinks were amazing. It's refreshing. My wife, I know, she loves the weather. I can do without the heat. But what do you like?
I like the smell of the paper mill.
Oh yeah, it's a doozy.
I love it. And the pluff mud. When they come together, those medley of aromas just wakes you up.